Hey, it's Michael Manna, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video this time. I'm going to be doing a video where I show off some building features that I think they should add into Minecraft. Minecraft is a wonderful game, with tons of blocks and building features, but it can always be improved upon, which is exactly why I'm making this video. Also, I feel like I should probably mention that Minecraft is a game with millions of players, so there is like a 0% chance that my ideas are going to be completely original. Someone has probably thought of them before, but that is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and show off what I think they should add, and you let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, let's get into it. Now onto the first thing that I think they can improve upon. The thing I think they can improve upon is none other than paintings. As you can see, Minecraft has quite a few paintings already, but if I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've ever used any of these on a build ever. A lot of them are just kind of strange and don't really work in many building settings, and the only time I've really used paintings are to hide a secret passageway. So I thought of a couple ideas on how they can improve upon this. The first one's pretty obvious. They just add more paintings that are also a little bit less weird, because I mean, when you have things like this or that, I mean, it's just a little bit strange. Now the next idea I have is a little bit more customizable. It's a way they can make paintings actually customizable. Now there is many ways they could do this, but I feel like the most Minecraft way they could is something similar to the way they do banners. If you don't know, banners can actually be put into a loom. You can create multiple different shapes and multiple different colors to create whatever you want. You can even put in custom patterns and get really cool shapes out of it. Oh, here we go. See, I think if they did the same thing with paintings, people would get a lot more use out of them and use them more often. Because at the moment right now, when they're looking like this, or even that, I'm just never going to use them. And now for this next idea, it's a way they can actually add in a ton of new blocks and a ton of new textures without actually adding anything new. That might be a little bit confusing, but let me just go ahead and explain. And now, as you can see here, I've laid out all of the stone types in Minecraft, and all of their variants. You have the normal stone, cobbled, smooth, brick, polished, chiseled, pillar, mossy cobble, mossy brick, and cracked brick. Now, you might be able to see what the problem is here. There is a lot of inconsistency with what is allowed to have a polished variant, what is allowed to have a brick variant, what is allowed to have a cobbled variant, and etc, etc. It just doesn't make much sense. And we even have these 3 new blocks that they added, which have 0 variants at all, which personally I find to be very disappointing, because these blocks really do look great, but they don't really have as much use as all of these other ones because of that. So if you haven't gotten what I'm trying to suggest here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. Right through these doors here, as you can see, a whole bunch of new blocks. This fills in all the gaps for all of the variants of stone. As you can see, almost all of them have polished variants, all of them have brick variants, smooth, cobbled, and honestly, I think they do look really good. Especially the 3 blocks here. I mean, look at things like dripstone and calcite. That could be used in so many different ways, and I just don't know why they don't do it. And now, I'm not a professional texturer, but I feel like this really does show off how these could be useful in many different ways. And now, maybe there is some real world reason on why these don't have certain variants, but personally, I don't really care. If this game can defy the laws of gravity, then I'm pretty sure it can do this. And now for our next one, it's going to actually be relating to snowy related builds and their biggest problem. So let me just go ahead and show you. As you can see, I have some stuff I'm going to go ahead and use as example here. I have some fences, stairs, and grass. And as you can see, when I place it on the ground, it completely removes the snow entirely. And that is the same with fences. Now, you might be able to tell how big of a problem this actually is. It pretty much ruins the aesthetic of snowy builds, because you'll never want to use fences or grass in them, because it just ruins the look of it. There just being a giant gap of grass there does not look normal in the slightest. And as you can see, if I try to place snow, it will just remove the grass entirely. If I put it on the fences, then it just won't do anything at all. And for this other example for stairs, you can't put snow on top of stairs either. So I actually found this mod that actually fixes this problem and adds a couple other cool things. It's called Snow Real Magic, And I'll have a link to it in the description, but let me just go ahead and just show it to you guys. Alright, now I have the mod enabled, so let's just go ahead and check out what it can do. As you can see, we can place grass and the snow will not break at all. Neither do the fences, and actually you can even see there is snow on top of them, which is something that I wasn't even thinking about, but really does add a lot to it. Not to mention that this is also the same with stairs. And I just think it's really cool how it does this. And even if, like, you can see if I took the snow off here and placed it back on top, it really looks great. It would look great for roofs, for paths. It would just work amazingly. Not to mention that this mod also makes it so snow has gravity, which is a really cool feature as well. Minecraft adding something like avalanches would be really, really interesting. But the changes that are more important are these quality of life changes like these, which really add a lot of detail and depth to the world. And things like these really add a lot of immersion. Now, it's time for me to show you guys this final feature, which is just right through this portal here. Let's go in it. Well, would you look where we are now? And you might be wondering where we are now. And as you can see, we are on a giant flying island, hundreds of blocks above ground level. Alright, let's go ahead and head down there. Alright, now you might already be able to see the new block that I want added, and you might already know what it is. And the block that we have here is none other than marble, and to be specific, high marble. And you might be wondering why it's called high marble. Well, I've actually taken inspiration from Minecraft's previous updates to implement marble in a cool and interesting way. Now, you guys may already know what deep slate is, and you might also know that deep slate is based off of the real world stone slate. So just like how we have deep slate, I decided to call this high marble. And as you can see, this thing is only attainable on these high flying islands. Therefore the name, high marble. Many people have wanted marble in Minecraft over the years, but I think this is a really interesting way they can add it. And as you can see, we have all of the variants as well. But I still have one more thing to show off. And now, after a little bit of research, aka the first result on Google, I was actually able to find out that marble is dyeable. So that's right. I think marble should be the first stone in Minecraft that is completely dyeable. I feel like this can make this extremely useful in many different circumstances, and as you can see here, you can really see how they could be useful. Now, for this example, I've only made colored variants for the normal type and the polished type, but I would want colored variants for all the different types, which would mean that we would have our first colored brick as well. And that about wraps up the video. Make sure to let me know if you guys liked the video, and let me know what ideas you think they should add to the game, because with a game as expansive as Minecraft, anything is possible. And that's about it. See ya!